Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. Today we will proceed our learning session by discussing about fertilization process. So last week we have discussed about the process of pollination and the type of pollination. So now we will learn about what is exactly happen after the process of pollination. So after pollination process, fertilization will occur. So what is the meaning of fertilization? It is exactly same as human fertilization or animal fertilization, in which the male gamete will fuse with the female gamete. Same thing happen. So fertilization is the process in which male gametes combine or fuse with female gamete. So in this plant reproduction, the fertilization will occur as will be described below. So we can see from the diagram given here, after the process of pollination, in which the pollen grain fall onto the stigma, what will happen next is pollen tube will be produced, and this pollen tube will grow through the style, and then it will bring along male gametes. So through the process or through the growth of pollen tube, through the style, the male gamete inside the pollen grain will be bring along until it will meet with the ovule. So after the pollen tube penetrates the ovule, so what will happen is the male gamete will fuse with the female gamete inside the ovule. So when this happens, male gamete meet with the female gamete in ovule. So this is what we call as fertilization. So what exactly happened after the fertilization process? So we will discuss it. It will form what we call as a seed. So now after fertilization, this one, refer to your textbook, the ovules grows inside the ovary and then develop into seed. So now a seed is made up of an embryo wrapped in a seed coat or what we call as a testa. So the other parts of flower will wither and fall. So now we will look into the structure of seed and what type of seed that is produced. So seed can be divided into two. First one is, we call it as a monocotyledonous seed, and the second is dicotyledonous seed. So the structure of this different type of seed as given below. So this is the structure, and you must remember all the structure that made up this monocotyledonous seed and dicotyledonous seed. So at the left side here, this is the structure of green bean as example of dicotyledonous seed, and the right side here is the structure of a example given maize grain, that is an example for monocotyledonous seed. So what is the structure that form this seed? Okay, for dicotyledonous seed, so we can have here testa that wrap the embryo. Embryo will have plumule, radicle, and cotyledon. So this is the part that form embryo. So for monocotyledonous seed, so we can see it is like this. Okay, at the inner part we can see seed coat, we have endosperm, cotyledon is here, okay, and then we have plumule and radicle. So this one, cotyledon, plumule, cotyledon, plumule, and radicle will form embryo in monocotyledonous seed, and same with the dicotyledonous seed. So this is the structure that made up both type of seed. Yeah? So what you have to know next is what is the function for each structure of seed that form. Okay, the first one is testa, protect the seed, hilum, place where the seed stick to the fruit, micropyle, the function is small hole to allow air and water to enter the seed. Okay, embryo part, we have plumule. Okay, what is a plumule? Part of the embryo which will develop into a new shoot. Radicle, part of embryo which develop into root. And cotyledon or endosperm, this is the function is stores and provide food for the seed. So this is the structure and function of a seed. So that is the explanation about the process of fertilization and also the function of structure of a seed. So after this, what you have to do is, I want you to do the exercise given in the science activity books. So please turn to page 72. You have to answer the question from question number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and lastly question number 18. So please write the answer given in the science activity book, and if you have any question regarding the lesson today, so please ask me. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope that you can do your work properly and correctly, and please understand the concept that we have discussed today about the process of fertilization and also the structure and the function of a seed. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.